All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hope everybody is doing well. Shout out to all things in the building. Big Dog Willie. That's what I want, bro. Big Dog Willie said Gervonta Tank Davis, Jake Paul Tank, November 22nd, Las Vegas, MGM Facts. My profile pics has the first advertisement on the bout. Hey, I hope so. I want that fight. I've changed my mind, bro. I want that fight. I don't care if it's an exhibition or not. I still want that fight. What's up, Gilbert Jimenez? Ray Patterson, what's up? Mr. Miles, what's going on? Cadillac 634 in the dough. What's happening with you? Gabe Toss, good morning, sir. How are you? Ralph Chestnut in the building. What's up? He said, good morning, Fanon, and salute chat to you from the barbershop in North Carolina. Shout out to the barbershop in North Carolina. I don't have much of a reason to go into barbershops anymore, but hey, I always appreciate the boxing. I always appreciate the vibe. Kentrell LeGroux said these turkeys got their panties in a bunch. Tank ain't bowing down to no damn jive turkey. Look, man. Tank sells. What can I say? Tank sells. Tank sells. And we got to talk about something. Yeah, what's up, Knight Rider? Ralph Chestnut in the building. Snooty, man, I ain't seen you in a minute, man. Yeah, you can't beat a barbershop conversation, man. You really can't. I used to dominate barbershop conversations, though, so I try to I don't try to participate in conversations like that anymore because I do too much. You know what I mean? Everything healthy in the building. What's going on, sir? How are you, man? He says, top of the morning, big dog. Top of the morning to you. Shoo bang in the building. What up? Hey, what up, Jameson Childress? Hey, I followed you on Facebook. Jameson, just so you know, it's under Himes Blackwell, but I followed you on Facebook. Denali Smith and Mr. Positive. What I say? Great morning, Fanon. As always, keep up the great work. I'm gonna do it, man. I'm gonna do it. Ralph Chess said, I got you. Marcus Bridges says, barbershop conversations are the best. Yeah, so let's talk about this, man, for a second, man, because honestly, I'll take the Gervonta Davis versus Jake Paul fight. I've decided I'll take it, man. I said that I would take it yesterday, but now I'm doubling down on it. I'll take it. I'm not going to argue about any Gervonta Davis fight. I'm not giving any negative energy to any of that stuff. No chance, bro. Stay true said Fanon, the Knicks in 6. Man, I hate the Knicks, but I hope they win. Who are they playing? The Knicks are playing Indiana, right? So they play tonight. I want the Knicks to win. Alex Smith said, what's good? Richmond 804, stand up. Shout out to 804, man. Shout out to Richmond, Virginia. Yeah, I fell asleep on that fight. I fell asleep on the basketball game last night. NBA basketball players just suck. NBA basketball it's not as good as it used to be, man. There's no contact, like very little contact. There's no real, it's just up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. He said basketball isn't the same, all them fouls. Yeah, you can't touch anybody, and it's basically just run up and down the court, man. Even though I'm rooting for Oklahoma City, I hope Oklahoma City wins. But like I said, I was watching last night, man, and I zipped off, man. Being able to bet effed it all up. Hey, man, yep. Thank you. I quit watching Kobe when Kobe left. Yeah, basketball's not as fun as it used to be. I stopped watching basketball really not too long after the Bulls, man. Really, not too long after the Bulls, I stopped watching it. Snooty, man. What up, man? Thank you, brother. He said, I'm an assistant manager now at an oil change spot. Congratulations, bro. That's why I haven't been here like that. Glad to see the channel is still strong. Yes, sir. We still pushing it, man. That's good to see you, Snooty. You know what, man? That's one of my favorite things, Snooty, is to see somebody I haven't seen in a while. Somebody that I haven't seen in a while hops up and says, what's up, man? It makes me feel good, bro. Because I'm like, yeah, because, you kind of lose contact sometimes when boxing gets slow. Just saw. Oh, okay, that's what's up. Jameson should have said, just saw and accepted the request. All right, that's what's up. Man, I'm so proud of you, man, Jameson. So proud of you for what you did, man. I look up to you, man. Scott Riley said, Oakland, California, checking in. Shout out to Oakland, man. Shout out to the great city of Oakland, man. I play around sometimes about Oakland because that's where Bill Haney is from. So I mess around a lot about that. Hold on one second. Okay, cool. I be talking shit to everybody at the shop about boxing. Yeah, man. Well, man, I don't like to do it, bro, because cats be getting real personal about that shit. Martin, you know my cousin Terrence Cole? Yeah, you cousins with Terrence Cole? Nope. You talking about big light skinned Nope with the green eyes out of Virginia? Are you talking about if you talking about Terrence Cole? Hell yeah, I know Terrence Cole, man. Big pretty boy. Big pretty boy, man. I fuck with Terrence. I mean, I fuck with Terrence Cole a lot, man. Yeah, Terrence. Let me know. Yeah. About 6'5", real light skinned dude, green eyes. Yeah, he's got a son. His son should be in his 25. How's his son now, man? He's got a real tall son. You already know. Hey, what up, James? What up, Jermaine McPherson? Say you already know Milwaukee in the building. Shout out to Milwaukee, man. Yeah. Davis and Paul, you meant. Yeah. I know Terrence Coles. Terrence Coles was a third year in law school when I was a first year in law school. Why is he even fighting Jake? Because that's a great fight to make. He's fighting Jake Paul because that's a great fight that will make a lot of money. And there's no drama around it. And it's what other people are doing. He said, yep, mid-20s. Yep. Damn, small world. Yeah, man, it is a small. Well, you know what it is? Educated black people. When you run in the circle of educated black people, it gets really small. They hit us with ads now mid-live. Yeah, man, they hit you with the ads, man. Yes, they do. I seen you talking about New York pizza yesterday. What you say about St. Louis pizza? St. Louis, man, I can't tell you that I know what St. Louis pizza tastes like. It's probably just pizza. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard to fuck up pizza, Marcus Bridges. It's real hard to fuck up. Pizza. But New York manages to do it. That shit with that grease ball shit they be serving. But anyway, I'm trying to see how you feel about Tank, Turkey, and Calvin. Oh, how do I feel about it? I like it. Well, let me put it this way. Turkey Al-Sheikh, in case you guys don't know, Ring Magazine was at Upton Gym and they gave away equipment to young boxers in their amateur program. So I personally think that's a very good thing to do. And it doesn't bother me that Turkey Al-Sheikh's doing it. Hats off to him for doing it. I think that people are trying to feed more into it than what is really there as far as Gervonta. Because right now, Gervonta is in Florida with Calvin Ford, and that recording was done a while ago. Also, I don't know why Gervonta Davis would need permission from Gervonta to get Ring Magazine to give the kids gloves and things. I mean, what's Gervonta supposed to do? You think Gervonta is going to turn that down or something? I don't see it, man. I don't see it. But hey, man, much love in the Cash App. It's not showing. Oh, here it goes. Great work. Hey, Mr. Positive Syrup. Hey, sir, thank you so much, brother, for the $10 holler, man. Thank you, brother, for that support, man. It means a lot. Bruh, what is it? I'll let you guys give your opinion on what you think of the fight, too. Bruh, Tank don't gotta follow Turkey. I think Turkey's good for the sport, but he can't come at all the fighters the same. I agree. I mean, I don't know if Turkey's good for the sport or not, man, honestly. I'm just so irritated by the people around him that I may be being biased about it. However, the dude does fix fights. So, there's always the danger of that. Marcus Bridges says it's got a sweeter sauce and thinner crust. Oh, you're talking about St. Louis pizza? Well, that makes sense. That's kind of Chicago-ish. Troy Hutch. Okay, who's Errol's trainer? It has not been revealed yet who his trainer is. The only thing that I heard is, man, that there's some people on one side that think that Errol's going to retire, and the other one says that they think that he's going to have 2 more fights, and those 2 fights are going to come this year and next year. So I don't know if he has a new trainer, because the question is whether or not he's going to retire. And I have to tell you, man, I will be sad if he retires, bro. I will be sad if he retires. I think it's selfish of me. But at the same time, bro, I'm just going to be, you know what I mean? Adrian Clark said he isn't retired. Well, that's what he said it just last week. Come on, man. T Orlando said Errol Spence Jr. sold out the fans. F him. Can you please explain to me how Errol Spence Jr. sold out fans? I'm be very interested to know how he sold out fans, because he fought Terrence Crawford when he wasn't all the way healthy. I don't think that that's correct. Koqui says Chicago pizza is just lasagna. You're talking about the wrong type of pizza, Koqui. You're talking about deep dish pizza. I'm not talking about deep dish pizza. Not talking about it. Everybody in Chicago gets a reputation for deep dish pizza as if that is Chicago style pizza. It's not. Giordano's and Geno's, they make very, very good deep dish pizza. But nah, bro, that's not Chicago pizza, bro. Jermaine McPherson says, I disagree. What do you disagree about? What do you disagree about? Pull-Out Bandit says Chicago style is thin crust. Yeah, that's what I grew up with. We didn't grow up eating that deep dish stuff. That deep dish stuff was something you do every once in a while. You'd go up to Geno's on prom night or something like that and get some of that, you know? No way, T. Orlando. EJ is the only person who even got the undisputed fight with Crawford. Stay around for that fool. Crawford gave up so many demands, which he didn't even have to do. Yeah, but I'm glad he did it. I'm glad we got the fight. You know what I mean? How much is a thin crust in Chicago usually? I can't tell you, man. I haven't lived in Chicago. Man, I would suspect that a $25, something like that, for a full pizza. Something like that, $20, $25 for a full pizza. But like I said, I haven't been buying pizza in Chicago. But man, Chicago pizzas, I don't really think there's much comparison between Chicago pizza and New York pizza. I just think Chicago's pizza is just much, much, much better. Marcus Bridges says we need Errol versus Keith. I need Errol versus Keith. Personally. I need that fight. That's the selfish reason that I don't want. That's the selfish reason for me that I don't want Errol Spence Jr. to retire, because I just want Errol to change his mind about. I want him to change his mind about that fight with Keith Thurman and just go ahead and have the fight, man. You know, give fight fans some excitement, man, and let these guys that are at the end of their career all fight each other, man. And I think we could have a really good time, man. You know, Ralph Chestnut says, Fanon, my issue with Turkey is just some of his business tactics, and I really question his business and management ethics. They're not really genius. Just my thoughts, Fanon. Let me talk about this for a second. Don't get me wrong, bro. I do think Turkey Al-Sheikh's an idiot. I don't know, man. It's just so he's got the thing about Turkey Al-Sheikh is he's just got the press bought and paid for. You know what I mean? Like the press is just bought and paid for. So that's the biggest thing about Turkey Al-Sheikh that I don't like. Anytime I've been in Chicago, I hit up Antioch Pizza. Oh, I've never heard of that. Next time I go, I have to check it out. You can get good pizza anywhere in Chicago. That's the thing about Chicago, is that you can get good pizza anywhere. You don't have to go to any one particular spot. The only thing that you got to stay away from Domino's. Stay away from Domino's. Stay away from things like that, and man, you'll be good. Koqui is Turkey is just infatuated with boxing. When he gets tired of boxing, guys like Haney and Teo will be deprived and seek a new sugar daddy. I don't think there are. Hopefully, there are no more sugar daddies. We've had, how many sugar daddies have we had? We've had 2 sugar daddies. We've had Len Blavatnik be the sugar daddy, and we've seen Turkey Al-Sheikh be the sugar daddy. Troy Hutch says, the last time I was in Chicago, I was catcalled by some women. I felt like a cheap $5 hooker. Hey, man, please catcall me. Man, you understand how much I would love? Man, that's why I love New York. New York is, man, my God, the women in New York are so direct. They just be like, hey, what's up? How you doing? I like your beard. The women in New York just be coming straight with it, man. Would Jake have a chance if he fought an active boxers in his class? Upper level, no, I don't think he would. And like, can he beat somebody like Alexander Voschik or somebody like that? T. Orlando says, Kang cat calls for 9. Man, let me tell you something. T. Orlando, I had to tell a dude to get off me in a bar the other day. I was having a drink because every Sunday I go to a bar and I get 2 doubles. I get 2 double vodkas with lime and soda. So I went to a bar and I got into a disagreement with the bartender because the bartender wouldn't serve me anymore. And I was like, man, what do you mean you're not going to serve me anymore? But anyway, he has a friend. And I think when I'm saying a friend, I mean, I think he's got a buddy like a lovey-dovey buddy. This dude wanted to talk, like got like passively aggressive with me, man. Anyway, last time I was in Chicago, white people thought I was a drug dealer. How you got that car and them clothes? Well, that's what they think of everybody in Chicago that got those clothes and cars. Because, hey, man, that's how we roll in Chicago, bro. Hold on one second. Oh, that's nice. Trump. Okay, so Trump authorized more than $100 million in scholarships, research, and centers of excellence at HBCU land grant institutions. Oh, that's dope. That's dope. Yeah, Southern women is different. When you grow up around masculine women in the Bronx, when I went to Texas, I never felt such hospitality and mannerisms. Femininity is a beautiful thing. See, I think about it the other way. I think about it the other way, man. I prefer. You call those women masculine. They don't seem masculine to me. They just seem very direct and very assertive and very clear on what they want. And I would much rather deal with women that want to be like, man, it was so easy, bro. It's so easy in New York, man. Anyway, you must be a rapper or something in Chicago with a car and clothes. Nah, man, shit. I used to kick it in Chicago with cars. I never was big on clothes, but I damn sure had nice cars, man. Nice cars, nice condos, the whole 9, man. I love Chicago, man, but Chicago don't love me, man. Chicago don't love me. Johnny Williams says, Manny Pacquiao wants to fight somebody, huh? Yeah, Manny Pacquiao is fighting on July 19th. He's fighting for the WBC World Welterweight Championship against Mario Barrios on, I believe it's July 19th. So, yeah, man, that's a big thing. I'm loving that. I'm loving it. I'm not talking down on none of these fights, man. I want to have these fights take place, bro. The last couple of years, man, it's been dry, bro. Turki Al-Sheikh is making a lot of cards, though. The problem I have with Turki Al-Sheikh's cards is that his cards are not American cards. And it's really kind of tough for me to get behind. It's really tough for me to get behind a lot of those fight cards. I've tried, like, what's that name of that fighter, Jai Opatai? Like, I tried to get into Jai Opatai because Jai Opatai can fight, man. Jai Opatai got a really nice style. Can't crack an egg. With a punch, can't crack an egg, but I like his style. But it's just very, very hard for me to get into that dude. You know what I mean? Ishnu said, thank you. I need to watch American fighters. Yeah, like, it's just such a shame, man, that fight card with Turki Al-Sheikh turned out so bad. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I thought that was like almost a situation where you can't miss, Man, I think Pacquiao can handle it. Man, if Manny Pacquiao wins this world championship, if he wins a world championship off Mario Barrios, I don't think we'll ever hear the end of that. All out American fights are in other sports though. Yeah, all out Americans. I mean, we get Americans playing Americans a lot in the NBA. We get that in the NFL. We get that we get that kind of in Major League Baseball. I haven't paid attention to Major League Baseball in a long time, bro. I can't lie. T. Orlando said, Pac finna get his old ass beat. How long has Manny been out of the ring, man? Let me see how long Manny been out of the ring. Manny Pacquiao has to be out of the ring for 2 years, almost 3 years. See the last time he fought, man. Man, he has not fought in almost. Man, it'll be 4 years. He's 1 month. He's 1 month short of. He's 1 month short of 4 years since he fought. Yeah, no, it's 4 years. It'll be a month short of 4 years, so it's like 3 years and 11 months. Phoenicius Hassan said Manny got smacked by Ugas and then got lumped up in an exhibition last year. Hey, man, but he's going to be more determined, man. Manny Pacquiao can do it. Don't you think Mario Barrios is the weakest link at 147, though? Don't you think that Mario Barrios is the weakest link at 147? I mean, but then again, Mario Barrios beat the shit out of Ugas. Man, Mario Barrios beat the shit out of Ugas. Pac-Man old lady had to feed him after that Ugas beating. Manny couldn't even feed himself. Yeah, that was a bad loss. That was definitely a bad ass whooping he took by dude. Manny seen Floyd. How can Haney show what? Manny seen Floyd. What can Haney show besides he's not fighting Haney, he's fighting Mario Barrios. He's fighting Devin Haney, he's fighting Mario Barrios. But I don't think Manny Pacquiao can do anything with Devin right now. Norman Jr. is the weakest at 147. No, I don't think so, Andy Gill. I disagree. I think Mario Barrios is probably the weakest champion there. I think Stanionis isn't a champion anymore, GM. He lost to Jaron Ennis. So now, man, he's not the weakest link anymore. I think the weakest link is Mario Barrios. I think it's Mario Barrios. So I don't think that is. I don't think it's an accident that he's fighting that Manny Pacquiao's fighting Mario Barrios. Mario Barrios is going to be there, but I still got Mario Barrios beating him. Maybe he just wants to come back for a nice little hurrah, you know. But if you do, it is funny though, man. If Manny fights Mario Barrios and let's have Jaron in it, let's have you think he'd be smart? He'll be crazy enough to fight Jaron Ennis? I'm telling you, I think Manny Pacquiao would be crazy enough to fight Jaron Ennis. I think I like Brian Norman as a fighter. One thing for sure about Brian Norman, man, Brian Norman is in amazing physical shape, man. His conditioning is next level, man. Next level, really. So I think Mario Barrios is. I'm looking forward to seeing Brian Norman. I'm not going to say he's the weakest link. I just think that Brian Norman is he's kind of like the surprise that he kind of jumped out from nowhere. You know, who's Brian Norman's promoter, by the way? Is Brian Norman promoted by? No, he's promoted by Top Rank. Yeah, he's a Top Rank fighter. Norman needs to fight Boots. Yeah. Norman fighting Boots is what needs to happen. There's a whole bunch of fights that need to happen. Jermaine McPherson said, if Manny win, I'll be like, damn, especially after all those years off he had. Yeah, I'll be like, damn, too. But honestly, I'm just going to be happy to see Mario Barrios there. I want to know who's going to be on the card. I want to know who's on the card. And I'm really surprised that Turkey Al-Sheikh ain't tried to sign him. Big Dog Willie in the building. What's up, man? He says, salute to the great Fanon. My profile pic is proof that Jake Paul versus Tank is really happening. Tank and Jake Paul said it's just business facts. I mean, look, I originally didn't believe it, Big Dog Willie. I originally didn't believe it. I'm sorry, man. It's hard for me to contemplate that. But I mean, I guess they had been setting up the fight for several years in the back and forth between Jake Paul and Tank. And I'll take the fight, man. T. Orlando, you never had respect for GTD. Why you lying, bro? I don't ever remember you saying you had respect for Gervonta. T. Orlando, I think that you're giving me I think you're feeding me a story. Man, come on. GTDS proved all my trolling. I mean, look, man, what's your problem with the fight? What's your problem with him having an exhibition with him? No serious champion would do this fight. Are you sure Tyson Fury did it? Tyson Fury did it. Muhammad Ali did it. They had them before. Exhibitions aren't unheard of. It's not honestly, in the best world, he would fight Lamont Roach. After he fought Lamont Roach, he would fight Shakur Stevenson. After he fought Shakur Stevenson, he would fight Keyshawn Davis. And then after Keyshawn Davis, he would fight Andy Cruz. I mean, all of those fights would be great situations. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Ali versus Inoki. Yeah, a lot of people did those things. I don't see the problem in it as long as it's not a real fight. If it's a real fight, then, hey, that's kind of a problem. But if they're just having a 3-round exhibition where they're going to goof around and throw shots at each other, I don't have a problem with that, man. I'm going to just sit and be quiet because these ninjas are really corny, Phoenix. Tank trying to get a bag, then walk away early. He should walk away early. I don't even know if he would be walking away early. He's a 10-year pro. At what point in time are you walking away early as a fighter? I don't think that he is walking away early. Fanon, you going to pay for that Jake Paul fight? Yes, I am. I am absolutely. You know why? Because Amanda Serrano is going to be on that card, and I got to pay for Amanda Serrano cards. If a ninja's buy this fight, he a fool. I've been a fool, T. Orlando. T. Orlando, I've paid for Turkey Al-Sheikh cards, man. I already know that I'm a fool. I already know it. Tank is better off fighting Shakur. It'd be nice. It'd be very interesting to see whether or not that's going to really take place. Phoenix Assassin says, Ray Leonard, hold on. Yeah, I know. I buy anything, bro. I know. I'm terrible. Phoenix Assassin says, Ray Leonard, Shane Mosley, Duran, Chavez Jr., Floyd, Mike Tyson, Roy Jones, George Foreman, Muhammad Ali, Oscar De La Hoya, and Manny Pacquiao all did exhibitions, but Tank can't. Exactly. Phoenix Assassin, Tank cannot. And guess what will happen the next day? If Tank says he does not want to fight Jake Paul, if he fights Jake Paul, it's a problem. But if Devin Haney were to get a Jake Paul fight, it would be the best thing since sliced bread immediately. Only problem is that that Devin doesn't have the media reach he used to because nobody's scared of Bill anymore. You get what I'm talking about? Like, nobody's scared of Bill anymore. And since nobody's scared of Bill anymore, and it's just not playing out like it used to. Makala 12, I cannot pronounce that name, sir. Sorry about that. Shakur all talk. He don't want to fight, and we don't want to see him run. I don't know if Shakur. I'm not a great believer that Shakur. How can I say this? I think Shakur is a little bit ahead of his age as far as him being very, very strategic. Man, Trey Skills says, salute Fanon, half of Roy Jones' resume seems like exhibitions. Man, Tyson Fury got so many exhibitions under his shit, bro. God, dog. Tyson Fury will fight a bum in a second, man. Tyson Fury will take an exhibition in a second. And so will Canelo. Because really, what was Jaime Munguia and Edgar Berlanga but exhibitions? Those were not fights that anybody really thought that there was any real chance that Canelo Alvarez was going to lose. Hell yeah, Anthony Joshua took that Francis Ngannou one. I'm telling you, it's just everything that Gervonta Davis does, it gets criticized for. If you hand that to somebody that is represented by Bob Arum, or you give it to somebody that's represented by Turki Al-Sheikh, and it will magically turn into something that is great for boxing. Every time. They need somebody big enough and tall enough to fight Jake Paul. I mean, nobody takes Jake Paul seriously as a real fighter, bro. Okay? Jake Paul is not a real fighter. Don't get me wrong. Jake Paul will whoop your ass on the street. I'm sure of it. I'm sure he got hands. And he is a fighter. He has been training seriously as a professional fighter. What I'm saying is that he is not a world-class fighter. What Jake Paul is bringing to the table is excellent promotion. Definitely top of the line promotion for sure. Can you play the Jamal Charlo video that I sent you? Yeah, let me see. You sent it on IG, didn't you? Shit. Hold on one second. Let me look it up, Phoenix. Nah, dog, you didn't send me it. Send it again. I don't see it. Send it again because I don't see. Oh, you emailed it. Oh, okay. You emailed it to me. Man, I don't know why I thought that was Phoenix, but that's Kamal. Hold on one second. Kamal, can you forward it to me again and I'll play it right away? I have my email up, but I don't see it. It's somewhere in there, but I got so many emails, man, that I can't see it. At your age, Jamal Charlo rips. Yeah, send it to me again if you don't mind. Coach Chris says, wow, Jake Paul and Tank is crazy. He'd rather fight a 90-pound guy 80-pound heavier, an amateur really, than champions in his weight class or a weight class above. Coach Chris, that's not true. He's fighting guys in the weight class and he's fighting guys in the weight class above. All right, give me 1 second. Come on.
Take your money to the next level with high yield cash from Robinhood Gold. Sign up now for just $5 a month.
So last night,
Man, everybody got ads for days on this bitch.
You know, going to the Martin Luther King tat, right?
I can't see it, bro. I don't know what's going on with it, man. Let me see. Let me click to Kamal. Kamal, that's a different video. He need to get out. Kentrella Gru said get the bag, Tank, go after these champs to shut them up. I don't think that him fighting Jake Paul in exhibition is mutually exclusive. I don't think that you have to do one or the other. I think you can do both. But I don't see him fighting Shakur Stevenson this year. I don't see it happening. I know I cannot show the video. I can't show the video because the video is. Hey, come on, hit the link if you would not mind, bro. Can you hit the link? So you can tell me what I'm supposed to be looking at, because you're giving me the video, a fight hype video. All right.
He took it so far personal, and I wrote him, and he called me a couple times, like, telling me all kind of negative stuff, but I'm not worried about it. I'll just pray for the brother. I'm not. I don't know what. I mean, he called me before, and I gave him good advice. He called me for advice. You know, like, hey, what you think about this with Dad and this and that? And talk to him about this and talk to him about that, and put Dad on the phone. And Dad talking. We never had a problem, so for him to come back and act like that, it just shows like his maturity and how far he's lane of like his son. Like, Devin don't even do the talking. Bill does the talking. Bill is putting Devin in a bad situation. I'm not understanding why. You know what I mean? I'm not really understanding it, but it is what it is. Bill, we praying for you, man. Like, whatever, you know. I mean, he got emotional, got all in his feelings, and went all on Twitter. That's the first thing that's like let you know how immature he is. This grown ass old man with a Don King beard and Don King afro get online talking all kind of negative about a fighter, like his son is not a fighter. You know what I mean? And we throwing away our career doing this. You worried about the wrong thing, Bill. Stay in your place, Bill. You know what I mean? Weird, but it is what it is. But Bill,
Hey, bro, I'm not. Hold on, this shit. Please don't be no goofball. How can I help?
Nigger.
Fucking gay dudes again, bro. These gay dudes, bro. These gay dudes, bro. These gay dudes, bro. Jesus Christ, these gay dudes, man. I swear to God, bro. I swear to God, bro. I tell you, man, I have more sweetie pie ass dudes do that shit to me, man. I knew I should have blocked his ass right away. Anyway, here's the link. I'm blocking you too, bro. Don't while I'm blocking you too. Bye. UCLA Carter, you gone too, bro. I'm shooting every time you comment, nigga, because I know it's you. Same clown ass dude, bro. Man, I swear to God, bro, it happens to me all the time, man. It happens to me all the time. Anyway, so that nigga, hey, he said, hey, that's Turkey Al Sheik for you. See what Turkey Al Sheik is doing to boxing, bro? Do you see what Turkey Al Sheik is doing to boxing? Do you see what he's doing to boxing, bro? Do you see the type of people he attracts to boxing? Those are the type of people that want ring card boys, bro. Those are the type of people that want ring card boys. That's what we have to battle every day. These type of people, bro. Those type of people. Man, they're wild. George Foreman did 5 in one day in April's. Hey, that shit was terrible. Who does that shit? You know, they do that shit, bro. They do that. Turkey sent his booty goons to the channel. Man, I wish Turkey Al Sheik would just go away, bro. Man, I swear, bro. I wish you guys would just go away, bro. He said, ring card boys, remember 2 months ago? Man, he had a ring card. He had a ring card boys 3 weeks ago. He had ring card boys 3 weeks ago. I'm sure when was that around the time that fight took place? About 3 weeks ago. You got to tell he did know. You got it. What is that? Anyway, so look, Kamal Oz, I played that. What Bill said about what Jamal Charlo said about Bill Haney. So if that's what you wanted me to play and to comment on, yeah, let me comment on that. Bill Haney is terrible for his son. Bill Haney should stop talking for his son. And Bill Haney should sit down and shut up. That's the easiest thing in the world. It's the easiest problem to solve for Devin Haney. Have Bill Haney shut up. But Bill lives for the limelight. And you ain't going to convince me any way otherwise. Bill Haney is in love with the limelight. He loves the interviews. He loves the attention that he gets. And he loves the attention that he gets as much as he loves the attention that his son gets. And it's very, very obvious that that's the case. And I think Jamal Charlo is 100% on point when he said, you just keep hurting your son. Yeah, I mean, Kamal, there's nothing else I can say. Yeah. You know, I give Dad my respect, but if he fires his dad, if he fired his dad, I would respect him. I mean, I respect him already because I respect all these fighters. But no, I mean, I think that Jamal Charlo is 100% right about that. I think he's 100% right. That is a major encumbrance to Devin's career. However, on the flip side of that coin, I used to think the same thing about Teofimo Lopez, that Teofimo Lopez's father was really a big problem. But guess what happened? Teofimo Lopez's father took a back seat, and Teo just became the buffoon. So from all I know, Devin Haney's just going to do the same thing and say the same things that Bill Haney was doing and saying, because those are the type of conversations going on in their house. That's how they were raised. That's how Bill raised Devin. Though that type of bickery bullshit, that had to have been going on well before Devin Haney got famous. Well before it. I feel bad for Devin, but fuck the Haneys. I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, that's about the best I can say is fuck them. You know what I mean? That's the best I can say, man. The reason why Devin won't come up from underneath his dad is because Bill psychologically and emotionally abused him. I mean, the way Bill lies is clearly abusive. Wow. That's a heavy statement. That is a very, very heavy statement, bro. Kamal said, can you play the Jamal video I sent you? I just did. Let me put it on that one. That is that's a damning statement right there. David is the one that no, that's not. I'm hold on. I'm looking for a statement. Yeah, this one. The reason why Devin won't get from underneath his dad is because Bill psychologically and emotionally abused him. I mean, the way Bill lies is clearly abusive. Let me tell you something. I had a conversation with Bill Haney one time where I know for sure Bill Haney is an abusive type of person. And I'm just telling you from my own personal interaction with him. Bill Haney on the phone, maybe like the second time I ever talked to him, Bill tried to punk me on the phone. Like he was talking all kind of loud to me. And I was like listening to him. I was like, man, this dude is talking to me like I'm his son or something. Like he was talking super loose to me. So I just kind of stopped. I just let him talk. And then I just kind of waited for it to stop. And then I just started talking to him in a regular tone, right? As if he wasn't like yelling at me. Because I was like, dude, if this guy, like Bill literally thought he could control me and could control what I said, could control what opinions I had. Like it was a bizarre situation. It was really a bizarre situation. So me being somebody that he doesn't know from Adam, if he can have that attitude with me, I can only imagine what kind of attitude he would have if his son rebelled against him. I'm sure it would be something that would be nasty. At least that's my experience with him. Coquee said Bill is a classic manipulator. He did the same. Damn, I love that we getting these comments today. Devin is a classic Bill is a classic manipulator. He did the same thing he did to you when he spoke to Mattia's manager. Bill kept yelling until he hung up to avoid negotiations. Bill is mental. Yeah, Bill didn't yell at me like that. It's that ism, Noop. Once it's in you, you can't break out of it. Pretty much, bro. Pretty much. Pretty much, bro. Pretty much. Yeah. No, I think the dude could very well be an abusive type of guy. Just in my own personal experience, because I was like, Bill, I thought to myself, like, man, you must be used to. Bill is somebody that must be used to people doing exactly what he says when he tells people to do it. That was my feeling of him. And I didn't want like anything confrontational with him, so I just kind of let the whole conversation slide. But nah, man. Isaiah WYD said Bill is treating his family like he's their pimp and possibly making them do what he wants when he wants. I mean, look, bro, once he started trying to get his son to be a professional, his other son to be a professional tennis player, I was like, Bill is delusional, bro. I'm like, Bill is absolutely delusional, bro. He's absolutely delusional. There's no way in the world his son was going to be a world-class tennis player the way he was training him. And I'm like, man, if you're selling your son on that dream, man, you can stop that dream now. Because tennis is something you got to pick up to be world-class. You either got to be like a super athlete. You either got to be like a super athlete that picks it up at like 12, or you got to be playing that puppy since you're like 5 years old, have everybody in your family be a tennis player so that you can actually be playing with these people for fun. Once he did that, I was like, nah, he's trying to become a star through his kids. But that's not anything, that's not, people do that, man. I put my daughter in, I wanted my daughter to be a professional tennis player, and I worked very hard for that to become the case. But that's not what my daughter wanted. And yeah, man, it wound up creating a lot of tension between me and my daughter while she was training. But, once it's her decision, she's an adult. I think I stopped working with my daughter when she was like 16. I worked with her from the age of 5 to like the age of 16. When she got to the age of 16, it was like she had to make her choice about what she wanted to do, what she didn't want to do, what she didn't want to do. And I don't know, man. I just don't know. But I don't think Bill is really willing to let his son go. You know what I mean? Because because his son being a great basketball player, a great boxer, is as much of a dream of Devin Haney's as it is of Devin Haney's. Just like it's clearly just as big a dream for Brian Norman Sr. as it is for Brian Norman Jr. Just like it's as big a dream for Floyd Schofield Sr. as it is with Floyd Schofield Jr. Maybe Floyd Schofield the second and Floyd Schofield the third. I forget which ones it was. Man, come on. Yeah, man, let me say something, man. This is a hard 10 count to do because I met George Wendt. And George Wendt, let me say rest in peace to George Wendt of Chicago, Illinois, who played in Cheers from like, what was it, like 19? It was like 11 years he played on Cheers. So let me take the Norm. Yeah, Norm. Let me give him a moment of silence. Rest in peace, George Wendt. I did run into George Wendt one time at a political thank you, Kamal. 1982 to 1993. Yeah, rest in peace to George Wendt. Barney Looney Tunes, what's up, man?
Hello,
sir. What's on your mind, man?
where do you want to have a stream with me?
I can do it this Saturday.
You didn't even start on Saturday.
No, I can't. I'm sorry. I can't do it Saturday. The best I can do is the Saturday after next because I'm going to be out of town this Saturday.
What time next Saturday?
We can do it at 1 o'clock. Saturday, not next Saturday, but the Saturday after next. 1 p.m. the Saturday after next.
That's 2 weeks.
That's 2 weeks.
Are you show up this time?
Sir, I will show up this time. I'll try my best.
But how much do you even love my content?
I like your content a lot. Hey, I got to let you go, bro, because we got to talk boxing, okay?
I do have. And what would you do if Muhammad Ali was on this panel? You probably get about a million subs.
If I have Muhammad Ali on the channel?
Yes.
Unfortunately, Muhammad Ali passed away. So I can't have Muhammad Ali on the channel. I would have loved to I would have loved to have met Muhammad Ali, but I never got to meet him.
You'll probably get about 2 million subs.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know, but if I could get a lot of subs, if I could get Muhammad Ali back, because Muhammad Ali passed away, he died. So, you know, it's kind of lost. I'll never be able to talk to him. It's kind of a sad thing because I had an opportunity to talk to him, but I didn't take the opportunity that I had to talk to him when I had the opportunity. So,
yes.
All right, bro. I'm gonna let you go though. I'm gonna talk to you next Saturday at 1. Okay. Send me the email, please.
I send you an email. First of all, I'm gonna send you an email. Are you sub to the stream this time?
I've already told you I will. If you ask me again, I'm gonna tell you no.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, let me get back to the boxing talk, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay. Have a wonderful day. Yeah. Anyway, I met George Wendt, man, and he was rude. Rest in peace. But man, he was really rude, man. He's like, I said, hey, and he was just real grumpy and walked out like a huff. It walked out like a huff. But man, what were we talking about? We were on something. I lost my train of thought. What were we talking about? Phenomenal Show said, you a good dude, Frat. I appreciate that, man. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Man, but I forgot my train of thought, man. I was on something I wanted to talk about. Man. Oh, yeah, I was on that Bill Haney shit. Yeah. Yeah, man. But that's okay. We got about 3 more fights out of Devin. I think we got about 3 more fights. E. Snooty said, Fanon, how do you feel about that T.O. situation? I never heard your take on it. I think that the situation with T.O. is pathetic. I think that Teofimo Lopez is pathetic for it. I think that Terrence Crawford is pathetic for it. I think that Devin is pathetic for it. I think that Keyshawn Davis is pathetic for it. And I think that Turkey Al-Sheikh is pathetic for it. I absolutely think it is a setup situation to try to generate some interest in fighters that nobody's interested in because T.O. stunk the gym up. So in order to get his name back in the headlines, he does something with Terrence Crawford and calls him a licker. That's what I think. I think that they're all a bunch of saps. And for real, the only people that I have any real argument with are the people that waste their time getting upset at T.O. Like I'm just personally, I do not believe that getting upset at any buffoon that says anything slightly upsetting is a very productive thing. You know what I mean? I just don't think it's productive at all. And if he puts his hands on you, cool. But if not, just leave him alone, man. Just going about your business, bro. Most High Retro says, T.O. getting a pass and anyone not pressing him are even better clowns. I mean, I don't have to press T.O. I'm not pressing T.O. T.O. doesn't mean enough in my life for me to press T.O. T.O. is a buffoon, bro. Are you going to get mad at every buffoon that says anything about black people? And we hold on. Somebody rang our bell. Ding, ding, ding. Everybody got to get mad. Who cares what Teofimo Lopez thinks about black people? Oh, Most High Retros, that's fair. But on the real, for the sake of conversation, how many people really care about what Teofimo Lopez thinks? Now, if it was Donald Trump that said it, then absolutely, hey, man, that's a big problem that Donald Trump says it. But somebody that has no influence whatsoever, a boxer that's hanging on to his career, that is basically hanging on to a career that looked very promising, but right now looks like it has floundered big time. No, I'm not going to get upset with this guy for saying some shit that's stupid. Because he's going to say something next week that's stupid. He said, entertain a fool in his folly. Only a fool is wise. I'm not sure what that means. That's all I'm saying is, hey, man, I'm more upset with the black people that want me to get upset. I'm more upset with the black people that want me to get upset because you guys are getting played and you want me to get played. I don't want to be played. They're trying to play us. Okay? They're trying to play us. The whole scenario. And I don't got any problem with Najee. Shout out to Cigar Talk. Shout out to Najee from Cigar Talk. But dude, even him walking up to Tio and saying something about that on camera to me is like, it's a play. It's like a publicity play. You know what I mean? It's like I'm gonna be the one to stand up to Tio when nobody else will. Fuck Tio. You know what I mean? Happy heavenly birthday to Low Blow Boxing said, and I'm gonna block you, Low Blow Boxing. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm about to block you, bro. Don't say anything crazy, dog, or you're getting blocked. Hey, Fanon, what you think about Tio versus Boots? Timothy saying he would beat Boots, but I don't think so. What do you think about it? I don't think Tim Bradley believes that shit. And Fahim says as soon as somebody makes it real for Tio, he's going straight to the police. Straight to him. Straight to him. No, I do not think Teofimo Lopez can beat Jaron Ennis. No. Absolutely not. I do not believe that he can beat him. And I do not believe Tim Bradley believes it. I think Tim Bradley was saying something. And Tim Bradley likes Teofimo Lopez. Tim Bradley knows Teofimo Lopez. He's covered a lot of Teofimo Lopez's fights. For all I know, he may like Teofimo Lopez. Who knows? But the only advantage that Tim Bradley gave Teofimo was timing. I have to admit that Tim Bradley is a far greater expert on the sport of, on the in-ring tactics than I am. But I can't lie. I don't see it. Fanon, you opened my mind up about that situation. Usually I don't get upset when people say that, but I do want Tio to fight Boots next. But yeah, don't even give him more clout. Yeah, I mean, like, all right, let me tell you something. One time, it's gonna be a tough parallel, but stick with me, right? One time my daughter was in a national tennis tournament, and there's courts all over the city that you can warm up on before your tennis match. So she and I went to a tennis court so I could warm her up for her matches. As I was getting on the street, stepping on the court, I saw a kid, couldn't have been older than 15 years old, 14 years old, that ran all the way from a court that he was on to get onto the court that I was going on, right? So I see him running, and I don't care because all he wanted to do is get onto a court. He wanted to be on the first court instead of the third court. And I was already on the court, and I was waiting for my daughter to come to the court. So this little kid walks up to me and says, "Hey, didn't you see me running here?" For real, the kid was like 14 years old. At the time, I'm 40. Man, I'm like almost 50 years old. So this kid starts talking to me like he's 6'9" and I'm 5'2". So he talks to me. And so what I tell him is, I'm like, look, man, I'm not used to little kids talking to me like that. So you're going to go have to get your father or somebody to come talk to me. Just totally blew him off. I was like, look, man, I was like, I'm sorry. I'm not used to children talking to me like this. So you're going to have to go get your father to come talk to me. right? Was I going to get mad at the little kid? No, I'm not going to get mad at the little kid. Am I going to let that little kid move me off my tennis court? Not a fucking chance. So when some other father came over there and said, you're so rude to this child. I told that man, look, that kid came up talking to me crazy. I don't let little kids talk to me like that. So I'm sorry. And I have to warm my daughter up. Anyway, fast forward to the end. That whole squad of people got the fuck up off that court and went on about their business. And I went on warming up my daughter for the tennis tournament. And by the way, she won her match. So beat it. That's the only type of reaction you have to have with somebody like T.O. You just look at T.O. Oh, no, the parent was white. The guy that was talking to me was an Indian, a black-skinned Indian. Like, and I was like, bro, are you out your fucking mind? And I was like, thank you very much. He's like, what do you mean? Thank you very much. I said, thank you very much because you're talking to me in front of my daughter. So I understand that you have an issue. I understand what your issue is. Thank you for letting me know what your issue is. Now I'm going to need for you to leave. I did that to the Indian and I did that to the kid's daddy. Because I'm not going to get thrown off no tennis court. I'm not getting thrown off no tennis court by no 12-year-old kid. The shit just ain't happening. And I'm not getting mad about it. I'm a grown-ass man, and them grown-ass men know I'm a grown-ass man. And they're not going to get bullied by no 12-year-old kid. Why y'all want to come to this chat and bug me? Errol Spence Jr. does not have a sleepy eye. Genius. He does not have one. I don't know what you want me to say, but Errol Spence Jr. does not have a droopy eye. He does not have a droopy eye, bro. What's the name of that fighter that David Reed had a droopy? Let me show you a droopy eye, bro. This is a droop. Let me show you a droopy eye. Give me 1 second. I'm going to show you what a droopy eye is. To the guy that I threw out. That's a droopy eye. David Reed, that's a droopy eye right there. David Reed has a droopy eye. His droopy eye was a problem for him in almost every fight he had because his eye almost closed in every fight, bro. You've never seen Errol Spence Jr. eyes closed in a fight. So, no, bro. I have to disagree with you, and I have to disagree with you quite strongly, bro. Errol does not have a droopy eye, bro. Are you talking about this? Tevin has Tevin Farmer has a droopy eye. This is not a droopy eye, bro. That's not a droopy eye. I don't see the droopy eye. If you see it, I don't see it. But if you see it, hey, You just see something I don't see. Yeah, Forrest Whitaker has a droopy eye for sure. Kamala said, I'm surprised you haven't dropped videos on Danny Garcia's hype video on Boots and T.O. and Aram's fight hype interviews on Canelo and Haney. I still haven't seen it, but I'll get them. I'll do them. Thank you, Kamal, for that support, bro. I'm still a little upset in the stomach. Hold on, man. All right, sorry about that. I misplaced something. Yeah, somebody said that somebody in the chat said he had a droopy eye, David. I know, man. I gotta man. You ate me a lot of videos. Come on, but I know I got you. The surgery on his face from the car accident. I mean, yeah, that could have been it. But when you say something, when you say a fighter has a droopy eye, it's usually somebody that's eye is like it closes during the fight when it's punched. That's what they're usually talking about, and it's a real impediment to people's visions, and it usually does mean you have a very damaged eye, you know. But I don't think Errol has that. If he does, he has a small one, like a little bit of a swelling over the top of his eyebrow, but that's about it. That's about it. You said I said he had a droopy eye 2 years ago, and you said no. Because he does not have one. He did not have one 2 years ago, and he does not have one now. I don't know what you want me to say. His eyes look normal to me. If he does have one eye is a little lower than the other one, fine. But I don't get what you're talking about. What difference does that make? His eyes have never been a problem in a fight. So you're saying he has a droopy eye, but yet it has never showed itself in a fight. If you can tell me where you see it in a fight, what fight you saw his eyes swelling up, I appreciate it. If you can show me that, then let me know. But I don't think you can show me that. Come on, Oz. What up, man?
Hey, what's up, Fanon?
Chilling, bro.
Thank you for that 10 count or the moment of silence. Your gong, I guess, hasn't got there because I was here on the last week or so when you said you were going to buy one. You're talking about how expensive it was.
Today is payday. Okay.
Perfect. So we'll pretty soon get that gong again because that gong that you had, that was a nice touch. It made me feel like I was, watching a boxing match. You know how they do the 10 count and what's his name says, God rest his soul, and then they do the 10 count. That's a nice touch that you had that I really appreciated. So I wanted to get your thoughts on that Jamal Charlo, because I've sent you all these videos, man, and how it started. Jamal was actually giving Devin praise because people were asking Rolly who he should fight next. And Jamal Charlo, initially, he said that Devin is a good fight for Rolly to take. And if he can beat Devin, that'll put his career even higher than on the trajectory that it is. And then Devin took offense to that and started trashing Jamal Charlo on Twitter, saying, be like Devin, kids be like Devin, don't be like Jamal. And Jamal's like, what the fuck, man? I was actually giving you a compliment. I was saying you're relevant, that you're a big money fight, which we know that at this point, Devin's really not a big money fight anymore. And so I wanted to get your thoughts on that background combined with the video that I saw that you played today where Jamal is like exasperated because here's a man who's been through hell and back and he sees, kind of Devin's dad, Bill, just kind of playing this overbearing father, really generating a lot of the hatred and the anger for his son. And I want to get your thoughts on that, that whole situation. I don't know if you watched the initial video where I sent it to you, where Jamal was like, damn, Rolly, you can fight this guy. Somebody was arguing with Jamal about, no, Devin's not a big fight for Rolly. Rolly should fight Tank in a rematch or something. And Jamal was actually speaking up for Devin. So I want to get your thoughts on that initial video on this whole situation. Hoping you could do a video.
Let me give it to you. That's my experience with Bill. He's a fucking prick. I did videos about Devin Haney when I was still associating with guys in the LDBC. I was doing because they wanted to do videos on Devin. So I would do 3 videos a day and I would do a video on Devin. And I would be very complimentary of Devin in every video that I did. I would also be complimentary of the other person. I was doing I didn't do anything, say anything bad about Devin. And Bill called me a hater. And I was like, he called me a hater on a live stream on Trill Boxing. And I'm listening to it. I'm like, I just got done doing a video complimenting Devin. So I play the video on my live stream like, dude, what the fuck is this guy even talking about? Like, Bill's the type of person, if you don't say exactly what it is he wants you to say, he's got a problem with it. He's just there's just no other way to describe the guy other than he's just a monstrous prick. It's just all he is. It's just a dickhead. That's the only, that is his overriding personality characteristic, is that he's a fucking dickhead. Like, who would get mad because somebody is talking about their son who is a grown-ass man and a professional athlete? Who's going to then start attacking people and going to channels and acting like you're hating on this man? You need to love my son. No, bro, Bill's just a prick. That's just the only way, the most simple way to describe Bill Haney. As a person, he's a prick. It's the best
But
I can do.
even the situation starting with Jamal giving Devin a credit, and then Devin goes and he takes it. He was speaking up for Devin Haney, because the person that was egging Jamal on or disagreeing with him was like, no, Rolly could fight Adrian Broner. He could fight these other names, and Jamal's like, nah, bro, trust me. Devin would be the better name for Rolly right now. And he's not even saying that Devin sucks or anything. And then for Devin to go to Twitter and just completely shit on Jamal Charlo, to me, it was a bad look. I was hoping that you were going to do a video on that, because that's where that thing started. And then Bill got involved. And that's where Jamal's like, man, I'm going to pray for you. This is just, the hatred that's directed at your son. Most of it's not even from him. It's from you. So I was hoping you were going to do a video on that. And then, also, I really enjoyed your video, and I'll end with this on Tio and Boots and Tio. First of all, I think it represents everything that wrong with this world, and not just boxing, but with this world. If a guy who uses racial gesturing, like, how they have the cards phenom where the clown is the jester?
Yes.
And that's in reference to when the king had the jester and he would try to entertain the people. That's what Tio is, man. And he's using this. It doesn't matter if I believe that he's a racist or not, period. He's using racial language. It's not even dog whistling anymore. It's immature bullshit, racial prejudice and racism to try to make himself relevant, because corporate media and top rank were wrong about the guy, that he's not a big star. They gave him all these advantages, Fanon, of putting him on before college football, after college football, putting him in football jerseys, having him copy Tank and flip off the ropes. And he's not what you guys said he was. And he was such an asshole and a clown that he ruined the Triller payday when they overpaid for him versus Kambosos. He ruined that by having that delayed, and they defaulted on what would have been a monumental career high payday for him. And now he's using these talking points and these gimmicks. And I think he's had some help. I can't prove it, but I think some other people have had some help to generate interest in their fights with racism. To try to weasel, because that's the verb I'm going to use for now. Weasel his way into fighting for the lineal championship at 147 and to be a unified champion against Boots. It's undeserved, Fanon. He does not deserve it, on the strength of there are other people in the division who put in the work that he has not done, and the fact that he's used the worst of humanity to try to get his name involved because he's a liar. He and his father. It is completely undeserved. So I was hoping you would do some videos on that topic, in terms of Danny Garcia really saying, hey, Danny told him, Danny's going to be a Hall of Famer. He said, you don't want to mess with Boots, Tio. Danny told him that in that Fight Hype interview I sent you. And then Aaron going off on Canelo just for the money grabs. Want to get your thoughts on that? With that, I'm out. Thanks.
All right, brother, get back. Yeah, I will do that again. I did get my thoughts on it a little earlier, but I'll repeat it. What's up, Isaiah?
What's going on, Fanon? Can you hear me?
I can hear you well, sir.
How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm good, sir. How are you?
Doing great. I just wanted to jump in on that and piggyback kind of off of what Kamal said. That's actually what I was gonna say. Um, I think it's lately in boxing, I've seen a lot of undeserving people get a lot of opportunities, and yet alone one has to be Tiafimo, because for him to say the things he said, like what does someone that wants to get a big fight, do they gotta say crazy things just to get it? And Tio's never even gotten paid more than $1 million. So I hope that they have a stipulation when he's fighting Boots that he only gets probably 100K, and if he beats Boots, that they'll give him whatever money he wants. Which we all know that that's not a thing, because one, Boots doesn't have he doesn't have to be weight drained anymore, to my understanding, if I'm right, and someone can correct me if I'm wrong, because I know that with the IBF, once you unify, you no longer need to
You're right.
be that. Okay, perfect. So I don't know what they think that Tio, and I honestly think Tio can't make more than 147 pounds, maybe 150 at most. So I don't understand why, I mean, these guys get these undeserving moments, and if Tio thinks he's gonna shine, there was one YouTube that came across my feed, and I had clicked it, and it was so undeserving, and it was just the most horrible thing ever. It was someone defending Tiafimo, an African man defending Tiafimo Fanan, and I said, you know what, this is so disgusting. And the way he started out in the video, where he's like, oh, Tiafimo, he said, oh, Tiafimo is one of the greatest boxers in the game to go up and fight Boots, and I'm just like, yo, how is this man gonna say that? An African male saying these things when Tio's a racist? But that's all I wanted to say, Fanon. I just want to get your thoughts on that as well, and I'll be in the chat listening, brother. Thank you so much
All
for
right,
having me on,
bro.
Fanon.
Thank you, man. Anytime, man. Get back with you guys there. What up, Anton?
Hey, what's up, Fanon? How you doing?
I'm good, bro.
Yeah, man. I just wanted to touch on this. Listen, Tio's a clown, and kind of how like what you said. I don't entertain clowns. I would never entertain Tio. So these people that's constantly giving him this attention is the reason why this stuff is circulating the way it is, because y'all keep feeding into a clown. You know, them type of dudes, you don't pay them no attention. Tio had opportunity after opportunity to perform on the big stage and gave us lackluster performances. He got a win against Lomachenko, and he used that one win to elevate everything and keep going off of that same win that was years ago. You lost to George Kambosos when Timothy Bradley is talking about these so-called all of these elite fighters that Tio has faced. When you face Loma, yes, he's elite. But after that, Richard Comey was good. He's not elite. Josh Taylor was past his prime. Steve Clagg and Jermaine Ortiz, them guys is not elite. So for I don't like you said, I don't know if Tim Bradley has a relationship with T.O., they friends, or just the whole top rank and him work. I don't know what it is, but his take was way off. But dudes like T.O., man, you don't even in the streets, man, you don't entertain clowns. I wouldn't. You don't even give that type of person your energy to even. That's why he's doing this bullshit. Excuse my language. That's why he's doing this stuff that he's doing, because people is constantly tuning into the bullcrap. But he continues to get fight after fight. I was on KQKC channel a while ago, and I was telling, I hope T.O. never get another fight. But if he do fight Jerron Ennis and the fight happens, yeah, I want Jerron Ennis to go in there and put a hurting on him so he don't want to fight again. And just get him out of boxing. There's no room for that type of stuff in boxing that Tio was doing. But if he was doing it to a different a different race or a different demographic, yeah, he probably would have been canceled. It would have been, but he's doing it to us. They don't value the black fighter. They don't value the American fighter, especially not a black one. You see these videos every day. They bashing Gervonta Tank Davis. When Tank is the
Yeah.
face of boxing, he's the face of American boxing by a long shot. but continually every day they bashing and bashing and bashing this fighter. No type of respect.
That I agree 100%, man.
It's just it's sad, man. But you know it is what it is, man. You
Yes,
just got to
sir.
keep doing what you doing, spreading the positivity. And really, why I come to your channel, why I like it here, is because you keep it 100. You ain't sugarcoating nothing. If somebody do this, you call it out. If you pick this person to win a fight, they don't win. You take your crow and you move on to the next topic. Some of these dudes, they can't do that.
Nope, they have to be right eventually, is what they do. Hey, Sin Ironheart, you got to show me your face, bro. I'm not gonna put you up unless you show me your face. You got to.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay, I
kind of
see.
look at you as a you know you and my dad around the same age. Y'all probably, I think I remember you said your birthday was in March. I'm not sure when it is,
Yeah,
but
yeah, it's March.
yeah, you and my dad the same age. My dad's birthday is March 3rd. So I kind of like when older guys kind of talk, I kind of listen, and I kind of went through a couple channels and stages to finally, land where I'm supposed to be here, man. I love the content. You keep it real, and that's why I show up every day.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate
And
you.
as
All
long
right,
as
I'll
you
get back
show
in
up, we
your hands,
gonna
sir.
keep showing up, man.
Hey, well, I'm gonna keep showing up, man. I appreciate you for sure. All right,
Much
now.
love from Philly, baby. Holla at
Yeah,
you.
shout out to Philly, man. And fuck here for boxing.
Yes, sir.
All right, man.
All right, man.
Yes, sir. Sin Ironheart, how can I help you?
What's going on with you, Fanon? It's been a long time. Act like you
Yeah,
ain't
man,
know
it's
the
been a
name or
minute. I
something, man.
recognize your name. But I wanted to make sure it wasn't nobody trying to be funny. What's up,
Most
man?
Oh man, I just wanted to touch on some of this, Tiafimo controversy and touch a little bit on Devin and which I was talking about with regard to that. So, as far as Tiafimo and this whole, what he does for his little clout or whatever attention that he's trying to get, I'm not really as offended by it. I think I would be more offended if he wasn't trying to fight dangerous fighters. But for him to say what he said and then want to fight Jaron Ennis, who I think would really crush his career, I think that it's kind of commendable. And I really feel like this is a gladiator sport. Like if you are racist or if you do have an offensive upbringing or background, if you're man enough to stand on it, stand on it. But somebody's going to come and get it in blood. And I feel like this is just the perfect environment for that type of volatility to market a fight. I don't think that if it's not genuine, I wouldn't, I wouldn't really, I'd probably be, like I said, I'd be more offended if seeing that it's just a tactic to get that publicity out. But I think that because he's asking for such a dangerous fight like a Jaron Boost Ennis, I just really think that all of this shit's going to blow back in his face. And as far as y'all had touched on Devin a little bit, I think that with Devin and Shakur, I don't have the greatest sentiments towards none of these guys because I just really feel like I just seen better fighters in the 80s and 90s and just growing up. I think we've seen just more of a gladiator type of fabric in these top tier fighters. And now after Floyd left out, you had a lot of people that was trying to live up to that Floyd Mayweather limelight. And I feel like Devin, as well as Shakur and some of these other guys, they're really developing talents that need to be built up into that tenure, but they really haven't been through the things that some of the older generation fighters have been through. And they're trying to lay claim to titles by getting all these little, getting whatever paydays and touching however many belts with that, and then jumping a weight division after they get undisputed or whatever it is. I just feel like before to be a champion, you kind of wanted to get to the top of the mountain and you wanted to knock everybody off who was bold enough to try to share that mountaintop with you. And now we just have a situation where a lot of people are just trying to get their big paydays and leverage their status, even their championship status, to duck dangerous fighters. And I think that that's where people like Devin and everybody else is going to kind of fizzle out because they're crumbling underneath the weight of the Mayweather effect. Everybody wants to keep their zero. Everybody wants to play it safe. And nobody really has the real ability or confidence in themselves, unless they're a snack fighter, Then nobody really has the confidence in themselves to just challenge whoever it is at that level of status that they claim to be at. So I think at the end of the day, like I said, I think Devin's just crumbling underneath the weight of his own, of the expectation of living, trying to be underneath that Mayweather limelight. And man, I think we give these dudes too much press, man, because I really don't think that they're going to pan out. I think in 5 years we're going to forget about Crawford. We're going to forget about Devin, and we're probably going to forget about Shakur unless they really start putting in some groundwork and trying to restructure their careers. That's my opinion.
I think those are fair points, bro. Thank you, Sin. I appreciate you, bro, for coming back, man.
Most definitely.
All right, brother, get back. All right. What up, Kamal?
Hey, Fanon, I just sent you the. I'm resending you these interviews that I'm referencing. Just sent you the Bob Arum talking about Haney. Sending you the Danny Garcia on Boots. Want you just to make sure that you got that.
Okay.
And I'm going to send you the Arum, because the Arum is on Fight Hub, not Fight Hype. Danny is on Fight Hype, and maybe you could tie the two in, because Arum really goes off and he talks about the things that we talked about, Fanon, with some of these guys getting these exorbitant paydays with Turkey, and we all want people to get paid. I'm not in anybody's pocket, but sometimes it's like what Marvin Hagler said. And we've talked about this. When you're going to bed and waking up in silk pajamas, it's hard to sleep at 6 a.m. It's hard to get up at 6 a.m. and run 5 or 6 miles or whatever. And so one of the drawbacks when you say, okay, this fight's done, doesn't matter what kind of effort you put in, is that you can get the allegation that you've used of fixed fights, or people saying, hey, look, that the outcome doesn't matter. So with Canelo and Skull, you saw that play out where Canelo just really wasn't trying. And so I want to recommend this to you, Fanon, and it's something that's correlated with this. There is a great documentary on Netflix. It's about a Afro-Brazilian soccer player, Vinicius Jr., who's a star for Real Madrid. And has faced horrible abuse, racial abuse in Spain. And if you look at what's going on with the Brazilian soccer team, it's kind of correlated to what's going on with recent American boxing, in that, have you noticed, Fanon? I don't know if you're a World Cup, and I'll keep it real brief on this, World Cup or soccer guy or paid attention. Brazil used to be like the #1 soccer nation. I know you know that.
Yeah, I do.
They have not won a World Cup in I think 20 plus years. And one of the big reason, in my opinion, why they have not won a World Cup is because their guys are getting paid so much money. Like, if you look at guys who really haven't done what Ronaldo and Ronaldinho have done, that it's just taken away, in my opinion, their incentives to really wake up and be great. And so guys who have not necessarily demonstrated it are getting paid these huge amounts of money, and Brazil is just kind of ordinary now. They're losing to Croatia, a nation of like 2 million people, smaller than Dallas. They're losing to Germany 6-1. They're not performing because the incentive is being taken away. And that's what's happening with Turkey Al Sheikh. And people are saying, and this is what Arum was talking about, these interviews where Arum's going off on Devin and Canelo. And I'm sending you this Arum video. I just want to confirm that you got it right now.
I did get that. I just got one.
Yeah, I'm sending you the Arum on Canelo, where Arum is like, Canelo's just fighting for money. He's just robbing his fans. And now there's rumors that the Canelo Crawford fight is actually going to go to Saudi Arabia. They're saying that there's a potential for that they promised it wouldn't. It could go to Saudi Arabia. Just sent you the last of the videos.
What is that could go to Saudi Arabia?
They said that could go to Saudi Arabia. That Canelo Crawford could go, and they had promised that was
because Sela is promoting it. It's being promoted by Sela. So, and they don't promote in the U.S.
So there's a strong chance now that fight that they had promised would be the one fight that Canelo fights in America could go to Saudi Arabia. So I just sent you the last of those videos, man. But if you watch the racial abuse, and it's so the world history repeats itself all the time. There's nothing new under the sun, is what my parents told me. So if you watch this Vinicius Jr., man, it's just so graphic, and how they call him a monkey and stuff like this. And you look at the fall of Brazil in soccer, and you look how it's directly correlated with these guys getting so much money so soon, just like they are in boxing, not necessarily correlated to what you're bringing in, like in PBC, where they say they pay you what you're worth, they pay you in your pounds. It's directly correlated to boxing. And I'll end with this, Fanon. This guy said that T.O. is trying to fight these dangerous fighters. He's not, Fanon, trying to fight Boots. He's clout chasing his way to the Boots fight. Because I've told you the path for him to fight Boots is with top rank. He's WBO champion at 140. He can immediately go up to 147 and say, hey, look, knock on the door. Brian Norman Jr., I want a shot at the 147 WBO title. And he can fight Brian Norman Jr. and become 147 WBO champion, and then go to Boots and say, knock, knock. Our fight is now it's now a unification. And he has not done that. Tio has ducked that fight. So again, just as with the Canelo Crawford situation, these guys aren't really, and I hate that term, chasing greatness. They are chasing clout and they are chasing paychecks. Tio wouldn't even fight Subriel Matias. He ducked Subriel Matias. He ducked Richardson Hitchens. Lesser fighters, and I don't say lesser in a pejorative sense. I'm just saying lesser accomplished fighters than a Jerron Boots Ennis. And now you think he's going to go straight into a Boots fight? He's not. He's had the opportunity to prove that, and he's not trying to fight Brian Norman Jr. And with Top Rank and the WBO connection that I've talked about ad nauseum on your channel, he has the opportunity to. So I want to get your thoughts on that. I know it's a lot, and then I just confirmed that you got those videos with that amount. Thank you.
All right, bro, get back, man. What up, Phoenix?
Oh, yo, how's it going?
I'm good, brother.
Man, another day.
How are you?
Another moment to hate. Doing
How are
I.
you today?
Sure, I'm doing good. Like, I ain't got no points on my calendar today, so I'm happy about that. So, you know, just a chill day at the office. You feel me?
Yep.
But yeah, man, like, shoot, it's what Kamal was talking about. You know, like with the soccer players, like the talent kind of diminishing, but they still getting paid a lot. Like,
for some reason, you're muffled.
huh? What about now?
Yeah, that's good.
A little better.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, man, like Kamal was saying, you know, like with the Brazilian soccer team and how talent is different now. Like, man, I remember Ronaldinho. Like, if y'all remember what Allen Iverson could do with a basketball, how to be crossing people up, breaking their ankles, like, imagine somebody doing that with a soccer ball. That's what Ronaldinho was doing. And man, like the type of shots that he would make, the type of way that he would score them penalty kicks, some of the stuff you see him doing, like these trick shots during training and everything, like, yo, that dude was something else. He was something else. But like in soccer, I have not seen anyone like since around 2006 when he was still with Barcelona. I have not seen another soccer player who I feel kind of got that same thing that Ronaldinho had. And we kind of in that type of stage in boxing right now too, I feel. Because like, man, you know, I am not seeing a lot of fighters who are capable of making adjustments. You know, it's like you know how they say jack of all trades, master of none?
Yes, sir.
You know, like, man, Floyd Mayweather and others like him, you know, like the Bernard Hopkins, Ali's, Andre Ward, you know, guys who were master technicians. They were masters of boxing, you know? And the problem is, like, all these fighters, they masters of, you know, running their mouth, they're masters of tweeting, they're masters of dancing around the ring, they're masters of playing keep away, but they're not masters of boxing. You know, so they a jack of all trades. Like they got everything else except boxing, you know, and that's the one thing that for me, as somebody who spends so much time around boxing, is like one thing people gotta understand is like boxing is not all defense, it is not all offense. It is both. And people kind of don't understand that, because when you hear someone talk about a boxer's IQ, a lot of times these days is like they switching IQ out for defense or how good they look like with the eye test and whether or not they seem athletic and smooth and slick and coordinated. It seems like IQ is being used in place of that, and not really for how well do they understand boxing when they're in the ring. What is their awareness like? And like I said, it's both offense and defense. Take somebody like Deontay Wilder. People like to shit on him. But if you remember, Emmanuel Stewart has said before he passed, and this was like back in like, was it like 2008, 2010, maybe 2012, like somewhere around that area. He was on this interview saying that he was seeing a lot of fighters coming up. And he said the two top talents that he had seen at that time was two fighters in the heavyweight division. And he said it was Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. Now, if he would have lived to see their trilogy fights, he would have been laughing at everybody's face saying, I told y'all this 10 years ago. But the thing is, like, people say, like, if you don't got offense, or if you don't got offense, you're a master technician. So they automatically assume that if you're a knockout artist, then you can't box. And people who are brawlers or people who, oh no, not that. They assume that if you're a brawler, if you're knocking people out, that you can't box, you have no ring IQ. But at the same time, they say like, okay, fighters who are purely defensive, they focus on defense first and don't really have much of an offense. They say those are the masters. But it's like, okay, why is it that we can look at somebody who's brawling and say just because they don't got defense that they're an incomplete fighter? But at the same time, defensive guys don't have much of an offense, but we're not saying they're incomplete when you need both. Like Deontay Wilder, there's a reason he was able to land that same right hand on everybody that he's faced up until, the time he started like not really fighting in his last few fights. There's a reason he was able to do that because he had timing. Timing is part of offensive IQ. And to be able to time, 40 plus people and catch them with that right hand and hit them, like, okay, that means you're able to figure out things that your opponent is doing that give you an opening to be able to land that. You can't do that if you don't have IQ. Otherwise, you're just swinging for the fences. And the crazy thing is, he'll set it up the same way each time. Like he does like a skip when he throws his jab. He'll skip forward with the jab and come with that right hand right behind it. He landed that on so many people. So it's like, okay, normally the steps that you would take if you're throwing a double jab, he takes that same amount of steps for one jab and then throws the right hand. And he did that on so many people, but it's like, okay, because of that means he don't know what he's doing in the ring. Just because sometimes he be doing that, or people be seeing him doing that windmill thing, and people are like, yeah, he don't know what he's doing in the ring. He just getting lucky because he got power. And then we look at somebody who's defensive, but then notice that, okay, coming forward or against a person who's moving and kind of got an awkward style, they can't cut off the ring and make adjustments. So what's up with that? So that's the problem for me with a lot of these fighters that's coming up. Like Tiafimo, he can't cut the ring off for nothing. And people talking about him and Boots, man, it's just going to be who can get the other guy to chase them around the ring is what that fight going to come down to. Because both of them is horrible at cutting off the ring, and that's what that fight is going to come down to between Boots and Tio. Either that, or because Boots don't got to worry about the IBF rehydration now, he'll be too damn big for Tio, and he'll murder him if he hits him. So that's the thing right there. These guys, so many of them being hyped up as being something that they're not. And so many of them, people think they got fundamentals and this high ring IQ and everything like that, but then they got so many holes in their game that it's like you have to be crazy not to acknowledge it. Like you have to be on like, that Bill Haney stuff or Whippets or something to be able to miss all this stuff that they're talking about. Because man, like, we see all these guys, and it's funny. They all say that Tank just fights slow, flat-footed Mexicans. But then look at the type of people they fight. They might not be Mexicans, all of them, but they slow and flat-footed. Guys that are tailor-made for them to be able to look good. Like even with Devin Haney Ramirez, set up for him to look good, and he still managed to look bad. Devin could not have had a more perfect opponent that for other than Ramirez, unless they put him in a rematch with Regis Prograis. Like there is no other opponent that would have been tailor made for Devin to come out and show that he got a little something in him. Besides that, and the fact that he still looked bad. Like, come on. Like we seen fighters who done been whooped on worse than Devin was by Ryan and knocked out cold. Some of them sent into convulsions and came back and didn't do no dancing around the ring like that. So like I said, some of these guys, man, like it's getting to a point for me where it's like, I don't know, man. I ain't feeling this turkey nonsense, and all these guys out here that's not really doing nothing. It's sad to me. It's sad to me. This shit hurt my soul. And soon I'm gonna have to start hating on everybody.
Hey, hey, you always come here to do it.
Yep. Oh yeah, last thing I say before I go. Oh yeah, that Box Raw and Ring magazine thing. Like that's part of Box Raw's Boxing is Love campaign that they're doing. And like right now they're just doing the US tour, but they do it worldwide. Like they go to different countries around the world. So they just happen to partner up with Ring Magazine for this. So I don't know if it's just for the US tour or if Ring Magazine going to join them when they go through other countries and stuff. But yeah, I was looking at that. I'm just like, you know, for the U.S. tour, they said Baltimore was just the first stop, and they got other places they're gonna hit up. So it's like I didn't really look at it like, oh, that means that it's a deal between Calvin Floyd and Turkey and the Ring and all that. And it's like, yeah, there's just something that Box Raw is doing, and so because of that, you know, that's why Turkey went ahead and posted that because now the Ring is partnering with him. We want to say, hey, look, I'm helping do things globally for boxing because it's all around the world that Box Raw is going to be touring and giving gear to all these up and coming fighters and stuff, the next generation. Because like the guy who created Box Raw, like I guess he had started boxing when he was like 12, 13 or something. And he was like going through some wild stuff as a kid, and like boxing was something that helped him, you know, remain stable and get him out of that situation. He kind of like want to open up other avenues for up and coming fighters like he had because of boxing. So that's his thing, you know. So I don't really put too much into it. I know a lot of people is like, oh, this is why Tank ain't training with Coach Calvin because Coach Calvin is over here, you know, working with Turkey in the ring. But it's like, yeah, so we saying
Yeah,
that
we
about
know.
every.
Oh,
Yeah.
hold on 1 second. Hey, Lori, can you text me, Lori Reed? Can you text me? Because I lost my phone number and I don't have your number, Lori. Would you mind texting me your phone number? Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. I had to cut you off because I saw Lori's and I need to make sure I get Lori's phone number.
Oh, no, you good, you good. But yeah,
Yes,
that's all
sir.
I was gonna say. Like, yeah, people is reading too much into that Box Raw campaign. Like I don't think it got nothing to do with Tank and Calvin or nothing like that. I think that people just every time there's something that don't seem right because Tank don't be in the media, people always want to make up some type of story about him and everything falling apart. And it's like, well, he never been in the media anyway. Like, so you know, whatever is happening that's between him and his people. Like, and I'm sure they got everything cool because they said the last thing before he fought Roach. He was like, nah, Calvin's always going to be there because Calvin's pops. So, you know, I'm just like, yeah, people reading too much into some of these things.
Way too much. Hey, thank you, Phoenix. I appreciate you, bro. I
Yeah,
gotta
for sure.
All right, now I get back. Thanks. Take it easy, brother. Okay, so I want to make sure I followed up on something Kamal said. Oh, he said there's nothing going on. Yeah, there's nothing going on with that. And by the way, my understanding is that Coach Calvin is actually in Florida working with Coach Cunningham and Tank. So that shit had to have been recorded a minute ago in order for Coach Calvin to have been there, because my understanding is Coach Calvin right now is actually in Florida. But look, I'm gonna get up out of here. Y'all have I'm sorry, Kamal said recommend the Vinny Jr. Netflix documentary as what I was referring to earlier as a metaphor for American boxing. Please confirm receipts of the videos. I have your videos. I have them for sure. But look, say Coach is in Baltimore. Okay, so somebody that said he was in is wrong. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Lori. But look, I'm going to get up out of here. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day. Have a great, great, great evening. And I'll holler back at y'all tomorrow. Deuces.